Hey, you guys. All right. First, before this all starts, let me get myself together. So, trying to navigate the new um, YouTube requirements. So, just bear with me. I don't know how to actually share my live streams. I don't know how to actually go live from the actual live thing. Okay, so let's do this. Give me 1 second. Okay, seconds. Okay, so I'm live. Hi, it's your girl Leanne, aka Lola. Laugh often, love always is an acronym I live by. I'm your goddess guide to deep inner wisdom and deep soul transformation, and that's the Buddha and the butterfly. So I'm gonna do my best to do this live from a computer without looking crazy. um, so interesting that it looks lighter than pre-recorded. Okay, so if you are on, say something, and I hope that you can hear me perfectly well. Testing, testing, good. So you can hear me. We got 2 million in the chat. So today's topic is repeating your steps until you get it right. Shout out to one of my girls in my crack group, Courtney. Um, Courtney does amazing readings, and I will update the links below to have her link put underneath this video. And she reminded me after my video yesterday that I did on my Facebook. Um, oh my goodness, who is calling me? Sorry about that. She reminded me that I decided to come right back to where I was a year ago, June, to repeat the steps that I had done last year to help manifest this wonderful space that I had had. And it's so interesting when you're repeating lessons, you're not really sure why you're doing it or how you're doing it, but you're repeating lessons, and these lessons that you repeat seem to get easier as you go through the learning, the level up. So, excuse me. With that, it made me think, because last night we discussed what was my next step, and my next step is, of course, to start doing YouTube videos again, to go back on my 50 and 50 days, probably, or to just try to do consistent videos so that I have a consistency in that and creating, is to start really doing things with my hands, to see with my hands again, to really start creating with my hands, and to open up a space in the next year. I'm going to give myself a time frame in the next year. Let's see, I'm 45 now, so maybe by my 46th birthday, which is 4 and 6 is 10, which is 1. Maybe my 46th birthday, I'll open up another space. And I'm using that in this way of just creating and loving and being gentle with myself so that I can move forward. And this, especially while I'm repeating my steps, while I'm going back on my steps to recreate my life. So it's going to be pretty fun and interesting to see the outcome of this repeating the steps, because I'm very aware of what I did the last time when I repeated this process, when I first did this process of manifestation, of calling something from the non-physical into the physical. I'm very aware of I wasn't doing it alone. It was an active communal thing. A lot of people were putting in a ton of energy, of love, support, of guidance, of light. Whatever I needed, they were putting into it. People were manifesting it with me and for me. So it was a beautiful process and a beautiful practice. So for me, it made me extremely, extremely happy to know that I was doing the steps the first time. This time around, repeating my steps, so that I get the shit right, is to me like, wow, how do I have to do it again? Well, yes, Spirit says you have to do it again. Of course, you have to do it again. Spirit says God says do it one more time, because if you do it one more time, you know more things now. You have more little pieces that you could key into to really help you to grow and to change and to create yourself new. And this is like so wonderful for me to really um, understand what that means. After yesterday's live video, if you didn't get a chance to see that, please go to my Facebook, Buddhism Butterflies, .com, Buddhist Butterflies, Facebook /Buddhist, the letter N, Butterflies. And you can see that video. It's also on my personal page, Ruby Rosari, on Facebook. And I'm going to maybe post a reposting of that on YouTube, but the video is completely not, they're not looking face on to me, so I don't know how I'm going to do that. I videoed with two cameras and it didn't work out the way I thought it would. But that's neither here nor there. So in that conversation of helping myself move some energy out of my own body, that conversation was about things I experienced in the past and how I'm going to let them affect my future, how I'm going to make it better this time around, how I'm going to, morning, how I'm going to, Keisha, hey baby, hey gem master, how I'm going to make myself better this time around. I am extremely aware of the lesson that I was lost, taught. And it's all about the transmutation, because Keisha will tell you, because she's always saying, alchemize that, transmute that. Don't let that weigh you down. So I had to wake up this morning after, with my baby, because my baby, she left for her vacation at 5:15. I woke up so that I wouldn't miss her. And I was like, well, this is for the first day of me to transmute the energy, the stagnant energy, the energy that had become something not beneficial to me, the energy of feeling trampled or victim. I had a lot of victim energy, and I shed that yesterday in that video. It was cathartic as hell, and now it's time to move on into my knowing and step into my ability to create what I want to see in my life. I am the only director of this life, of my life, and I'm the only person that is in control of that. And if I want to see something beautiful and wonderful and good, I have to repeat my steps sometimes so that I can work out the kinks. It's like learning to walk. When a baby learns to walk, they keep doing it. They fall, the steps aren't right, they keep doing it. It's like learning to dance. You learn to dance step by step. You got to come back to the beginning to learn the beginning steps, and then you can get your salsa, Shakira hips to work. It doesn't happen overnight. It's like learning piano or learning a guitar. Or see my pretty guitar over there. It doesn't happen instantaneously. Practice and life path and your life purpose is about you practicing your life and also being gentle and being loving and having favor for you while you're on this life path. Ooh, look, I found some better light. My screen is dark. I'm not sure if it's dark in the recording, but the screen that the live uses is dark. Anywho, so it's this has been a wonderful experience for me. Ultimately, that I am now really aware of the repetition of steps, and I'm super hyper aware that the manifestation happens way quicker than it did before. Way quicker than it did Like I manifested my husband 20 years ago, but he didn't show up until my 40s. Well, it was me who wasn't prepared for that to happen. And that is actually not completely the truth, because we did meet in our 20s, but it didn't culminate into us being a couple or a group or a grouping until our 40s, which is still to me so freaking amazing, and our paths crossed, and we, but that was 20 years ago. It's like literally my husband has this cute little red car that he wanted when he was in his 20s, and it showed up for him in his late 30s. So, we both are aware that there's things that we had asked for 20 years ago that we didn't do the steps correctly. We didn't learn the dance steps correctly to really alchemize, because see, I see Keisha's alchemist. Alchemize the outcome. We were not really aware that we were putting in seeds, and then we were forgetting to sow them with love or with faith. Because see, in order to manifest, you have to be faithful that that thing is going to show up. And I think that during the time that I was in the last couple of months of me in my space, I was no longer in faith. I was in victim, and which means I stepped out of Holy Spirit and was in ego and feeling like, what about me? Why didn't I? Why can't I have? As soon as you say, why is this happening to me? You have released your higher dimension to come down into this 3-dimensional plane, and then or 2-dimensional, because 2D, you have released yourself from the higher plane. What about me? Why me? The steps are going to happen again and again and again until you stop the why me. What about me? Because the truth is, the what about me and the why me is you not believing that you can ask for the thing that you're asking for and that it will be given to you. It's you believing you're not worthy for it. And worthiness is a separation from source. And I don't care what you call source. Source could be God. Source could be magic. Hey, Jen. So, amen. There it is. Source could be whatever you call. But if you are saying, why me? You are not believing that you are being blessed to your utmost potential, and that what you have put in, you will not get out. And that to me sounds like the craziest thing ever, because if I know 100% that God only makes perfection, everything he makes is perfect, which includes me, what makes me think I can't have whatever me and him talk about? I can have it all, because there's more than enough. There's divine supply. There's more than enough. There is enough for everyone to reap the benefits of greatness within their ability to create it in their mind. So what that implies is, like, people are like, well, there's not enough food. Some people are trying to manifest food, and some people are trying to manifest millions of dollars. Some people just wanted to reign in their village. They're manifesting that. And you or me, I might not be considering rain as something that I need to manifest, because it rains all the time. So we're all manifesting throughout. Infinite abundance, baby girl. Keymaster is on freaking heat with her stuff. And this is the truth. It's like, we always are like, oh, I feel guilty if I was to, get $1 million, but that again is lack mindset. That is lack. That is scarcity. That is not believing that we should have it. That is being guilty. That is being feeling sinful. That, oh, well, if I'm too greedy, God won't love me. Well, I don't know what God you're talking to. I know my God. He wants me to have everything that I ask for and more. Because to be totally honest, what I've asked for is only a drop in the bucket of what he has for me. So here we are, repeating our steps over and over again in the same lesson, brought to you courtesy of your mind, with different people playing different parts. Some are the villains, you are the victim, as somebody hurting you, you saying, why me, and then back again and again and again. And it's like you're like the piece of poop that won't go down the toilet. This energy that we're talking about is that floating thing that's like, oh, wow, it's still there. You keep flushing, you keep flushing, you keep flushing, and it's still there. That is your unworthiness to receive. So if you're on a life path to love and to be a blessing and to have a ministry and to be able to change people's lives and to be able to touch folks and to be able to love people and to be able to, then you have to live that to its fullest potential, but you have to do it for you first. I can't want to help people if I don't love me. And I don't believe that I'm worthy of love, or I'm worthy of God giving me the things that I need. Or because for me, God is me. I am a piece of him. And it's me giving me the permission to have those things, with knowing that this beautiful source energy known as God to me is backing up everything I do. Church, altar. The altar is in my heart. Church is my heart. And here I am, because I know, whoa, take those steps again. It's just like that shell, that infant, that beautiful pattern that we keep following and following. I took the steps again and tripped over unworthiness. And then fell into it face first. And then decided to ask it to pull up a chair and sit with me. And then I gave permission for this feeling that is within me to wreak havoc. Because it can only be me. I would love to blame somebody externally from me, but how can I do that? There's only one person in my head. Well, and God, and ego, but there's only me in there, and I can give them whatever name I want, but it's only me. And so it's so important to figure out how we can overcome that feeling of unworthiness, so we can stop repeating the steps, so we can learn the dance, okay, and get this shit right. Can we learn to dance and get this shit right? Because see, I want to just continue to dance. I don't want to be not dancing anymore. I want to be dancing, leaping, and bounding. I want joy. I want happiness. I want fun. I want good food. I want great sex. I want to be out in the sun with my husband. I want to be able to see my children and kiss them and love them. I want to be able to hang out with friends that I love. I want to be in this place of extreme bliss, always. And there's days, and I know that we all cycle into these days where we are so blissful, and then we don't know what's going on. The next day, it's not so blissful. And it's like it goes downhill. And you're trying to figure out who changed the dial. You did. Because the only one that could change it is you. Right? It's only us who can change us. It's only us that have the capacity to change our internal dialogue and to disconnect from the thing that we know as source and to reconnect to something else. Because the ego is afraid for you to know that God loves you. It's afraid. It's afraid that you will believe Holy Spirit and undo ego. It is afraid of that. It is terrified. Thank you for A Course in Miracles. Shout out to my Course in Miracles group. Okay? Because this whole year and a half of A Course in Miracles has really taught me what's going on in my head. Who's fucking with me? Excuse the profanities if there's babies listening. But it's the truth. It's like, who's in there, banging around in there as I repeat this lesson. And this lesson is something that has happened for me several times in 45 years. It's like, how do I overcome this lesson? How do I make it better? How do I fix it? How do I manifest something wonderful so that the lesson doesn't keep biting me? Well, it has to be foundation. I have to have a better foundation. I have to be really aware, and I have to have a community. And a community is so important, If you do not have a spiritual community, you need to get one quick. You need to get some friends who think like you, figure out how to find them. It can be a digital spiritual community. If you're looking for a community, we do have the porch, we have the stoop. I think that's closed right now, but there's some links below for you to get some information. We have a spiritual community, a support system. You need that. You need somebody who can help you if you're going through these times where you're having these dark nights of the soul, where your mind is really playing tricks on you and telling you that you're not worth nothing. You need to have somebody that you can go to, a pastor, a friend. If you don't go to church like that, find someone that you trust that can be your accountability partner, someone that can pull you from the dark. You need that. Okay, hit me up on Facebook. I do that. That's part of what I do. You know what I'm saying? But you need somebody to say, whoa, I hear something negative in your chatter as you're talking, and it's not serving you. And I had experienced a time of silence. So I think during that time of silence and not sharing what was the weird thoughts that were in my head did not serve me, even though it served me in another space. It's because being in silence helps you to try to discern between truth and non-truth within your own mind matrix. Mind matrix. So there was an underlying program that I might have not been able to fully, clearly hear that helped to assist in the demise of my studio. It's the truth. You know, I had the conversation with my husband on Father's Day about feeling the sense of unworthiness this deep sense of unworthiness. And if Reverend Gary's here, and I might need some new closing for you on this one, you know, if you're listening to this, because it is such a deep sense of unworthiness, because I cannot release condition, which is that the studio is no more, with the feeling of worthy. Like if I was worthy, I wouldn't lose it. But see, that there's a slippery slope even there. That's a whole nother. So this is just a nice little video to remind you that you are repeating steps because you have to get the dance moves right. You need to make sure that you go out and you actively do things that are going to make you feel better. Go out every day, write 5 beautiful things you saw every day. Just give some gratitude to that. Go out and take a walk in nature every day. Pet a cat or a dog or some type of an animal, even if it's not yours or you're allergic. Okay, take an allergy pill, go to the Humane Society and see some pet, or go to a friend who has pets and pet their pets. This will make your heart feel better. Trust me, it lowers blood pressure. Okay, do some meditation, sing, dance when no one's watching, dance when everybody's watching. These things, even though they sound so cliche, my father-in-law said that to me yesterday. It might sound cliche, but you got to do the work. Shout out to Brian Johnson Sr., urban legend. You know, and doing these things, finding somebody to talk to, a therapist, a social worker, your pastor, a deacon, someone in the church, perhaps. If you're not in church, looking to start to find a spiritual community, a yoga teacher, if they speak to you, maybe even if it's just your Zumba teacher. You know, you might want to say, listen, there's something in your energy that tells me that if I need something, I can say it to you. Find someone that shares your ideas, your hopes, your dreams, and your goals, and share it with them. It could really just be your mate that you are thinking that they can read your mind, and they cannot. And share so that you don't have to repeat these steps over and over and over again to get into where you want to be. All right, I am going to read something. So let's my glasses have a big spot on them. Great. So this is a first excerpt from a book that I'm working on. And it's entitled Contemplation. I am brand new every morning. I have the ability to create a new life every day. I have the ability to love in a new way. I have the ability to express in a new way. And I have the ability to be new. Yeah, new. Brand effing new. Because new won't please everyone. However, we need to be more considerate with our inner self instead of our external self. As I write my 200-hour yoga teacher training, I realize that I know more about yoga than I do about interior design. That's what I studied in college and have a BA in. Truly, in retrospect, I didn't really know yoga, but I know love, and that is what it is to me, loving myself and others through a shared practice. I know that every day I wake up, I'm made new with the possibilities that are unlimited. Oh yeah, that. Unlimited possibilities means God to me. The great I am, the vastness, the allness, the very essence that moves and breathes and has its being in me. That God. Yeah, that God. That God is me, and I am that, and I am that I am. I am made new. So being new is a form of the yamas, and for me, it's a himsa for my soul. It's the act of nonviolence against myself and loving me in a space and place where I am and not caring what others think about my actions. Especially if what I'm doing new, when I'm doing new, fits into nonviolence against others and or myself. If I decide today to stop drinking and you want to go get a drink and your acting new offends you and my acting new offends you, oh well. See, that's what I mean about new. New thoughts, ideas, and treatments for self that build and uplevel the soul. There is no thing wrong with acting new. There is no thing wrong with someone not approving or appreciating your process. There is only honoring of free will, mine and yours. Be new today and every day. Deep love to you all. This is Leanne, aka Lola. Laugh often, love always with your morning in ritual. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, not even one product. Brought to you by all the products of Buddhism Butterflies. I love you all. Remember, you are perfect, whole, and complete, and radiant points of light. And I am so thankful for each and every one of you. Continue to bless yourself, to love yourself, and to love on others.